All right, man, what's going on? All right, just about to come on and do a video, man, and let's have a conversation about what to look for. How do you know what you need in a woman? One of the things that I've noticed, and even some things that I've noticed about myself, over the years, excuse me, is that I didn't really know what I needed. I didn't know what to look for in a woman. Like I didn't know what it's like I knew what a good woman sounded like as far as like, what I've heard and things like that. But I didn't know how to identify properly what a good woman is when you come across women, right? Or you might have an inclination that this person might be a good one, but maybe it's not what you necessarily want, right? So there's all these kind of things um, that goes on in the mind. So I think that's a good starting point. So how to identify, like, know what you want, and I think that's a big thing that goes on with the fellas is a lot of times, honestly, we just don't know how to identify it. We don't know what we want, or we know what we want, but we don't know what we need. Maybe that's a better way to put it. How do we identify what we need in a woman? So I would like to say that. Let me just say this. With this channel, I want to give advice and things like that to help people find success. Right? That's my whole goal here, to help out. Some men want what they want, right? Even if it's not good. Hey, if that's what a person want, cool. I'm not into making bad decisions, or anything like that. I've made bad decisions as far as like with women. I'm cool on that. So just putting this out there, if a person kind of want what they want, and it's even if it's not necessarily good, hey, that's their choice, right? I'm just more so focusing on how can we find success. All right, so let's start off with the needs. Um, you have needs, and then you have wants, right? We all have wants when it comes to a woman, like what type of woman we want. Maybe her stature, is she short, is she tall, thick, skinny, in between, right? Those kind of things. Long hair, short hair, teeth. All of it is just right. All of these kind of things that we think about when we want. Maybe we want somebody who is adventurous. Maybe we want a woman who likes to travel. Maybe we want a woman who can cook. Maybe we want a woman who likes hiking, who likes to skate, who likes painting. We do things like, man, I need to find somebody who has what do we call it? Give me a moment. I'm drawing a blank. Like looking for somebody who has like similar interests, right? Things in common. That's what it is. It's like, oh, we got a lot of things in common, man. This is a good match for me. It could be. It could be. But not having something in common with a person, and when I say in common, I'm talking about things that, to be honest with you, that don't matter. Like, let's say if you like traveling, right? And say the woman doesn't like to travel. That shouldn't be a deal breaker, because just because she doesn't like to travel right now, like, doesn't necessarily mean it's not in her to want to travel. Maybe she just never done it before, right? Maybe she's just never been opened up to that idea before. So that's when you got to kind of investigate. And we can go on and on with different type of examples. Obviously, the most obvious one is what the woman looked like. As men, we're visual, right? So that's no secret. It's nothing wrong with wanting a woman that you are physically attracted to, right? It's nothing wrong with that. But let's say, for an example, that maybe she has certain things that you want from a physical standpoint, but other things that you that you want she doesn't have from a physical standpoint, right? But let's say she's everything that you need. Well, I'm gonna say everything. Let's say that this type of woman is the type of woman you would need in your life, right? So how do we begin to make these differences between wants and needs? Nothing wrong with wants. I'm not saying that wants are necessarily bad. What I am saying is needs are greater than wants. Because everything that you want, you don't need. But everything you need is good for you. Everything you want may not be good for you in a woman, but everything you need will always be good for you. So let's kind of tackle that. And I want to start um, by saying I think for a man, one of the things you need to have as a man and a woman is somebody who is compatible with you, not who has things in common. If she does, that's cool. I'm not saying look, if y'all got everything in common, perfect, right? But there's been a lot of people who had things in common, but they weren't compatible. So let me do something real quick. Let me grab this. Grab my other. I'm gonna look this word up just to kind of give a real live example real quick. Give me 1 second. I know what compatible means, but I'm gonna actually look it up real quick. I'm gonna just look it up in the dictionary. All right. Now watch this. This is the definition of the word compatible, right? It means capable of existing, living, or working together harmoniously. Har- this word in okay, it says harmoniously, something like that. Living in harmony, right? It's kind of a tongue twister. Without conflict. Let me read that again. Capable of existing, living, or working together in harmony without conflict. Ooh, this is good, man. It implies an agreement or a consistency that allows different elements, systems, or people to function well in cooperation. Now this is good. Now we getting somewhere. So, man, you gotta find this is what you need as a man. Every man needs to find a woman, a wife, who's compatible with him. So let's say she's the type of woman, who works well with you, who's cooperative. That's another word which means she can be obedient. She listens. She's submissive. Like all of these strong words that a lot of women don't like to hear, right? But you as a man, you need that. You gotta have it. If you want to have success in a relationship, you must have a woman who's compatible. Why? Because y'all can live together. Not when I'm saying live, I'm saying like do life together. You can do life together. You work well together as a team. There's no conflict, right? So this is one of the biggest needs of a man. He's got to have a woman who's compatible to him, right? And that's different for each man. So you got to know as a man, examine yourself, man. What do I need? What type of, like you got to examine yourself, right? But that's very important, compatibility. And maybe we'll kind of look at that today. So, even when you go back to Adam and Eve, the two um, first humans created, God made Adam, right? He made the man first, right? Made the man first. He created the garden for him and he put him in the garden. Put him in a garden and basically gave him an assignment. This is your assignment. Guard the garden, keep it, dress it, right? I already did everything else for you. I just need you to maintain this situation. So Adam was already doing his work. God then says, well, it's not good for him to be alone. Let me make him a help meet, somebody to help him, right? Her job was to come in and be compatible with Adam and help him do what he was already doing. So if you are getting to know, a young lady or whatnot, and listen to people, when you get into know a woman, y'all, talking and things like that, don't go in there looking for problems. That's not good either. And we'll get into that, God willing, in another video. But you don't have to look for red flags or anything like that. But just as you're getting to know them, ask yourself, is she compatible with me? Not is her body compatible with me, right? Like, she look nice. She probably do look nice. Probably do got a really nice body, but you can't be blinded by that. That's cool. That's like icing on a cake, but it's not the cake. If you're just going for icing, then you don't have any substance. It's sweet, but it doesn't add any substance to your life. You gotta have something that's compatible. So ask these questions. Ask her certain questions. See how she interacts with you. Even when y'all getting to know each other, does she seem like she's a compatible woman? Does she seem like somebody you can work with, that you could do life with? Um, Somebody who has a team mindset, or does she have more of a masculine, want to lead type of mindset? Does she have? Is it hard for her to listen? Like, let's say y'all having conversations, right? And she likes to interject. And I'll just give you an example. Um, when I'm having a conversations with a woman, one of the things that's a tail sign for me is if they like interjecting all the time. I'm not talking about within the flow of a conversation and stuff like that. But if it's hard for you to get your full thoughts out, right, without her interjecting, even if it's coming across like she's trying to add to the conversation, or she might say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm mean to cut you off," or if they keep doing that, if that's something that she keeps doing, to me that's not good, because it's showing a need to insert self, and you can't be compatible and work together without conflict if somebody's always inserting themselves, especially as a man, because naturally speaking, we're the leaders. It doesn't mean we don't can't take advice from women and things like that if they're speaking good wisdom. But what it means is at you have to be able to get your thoughts out. You have to be able to get the vision out. You have to be able to get certain things out. And she has to be in a posture of listening and receiving, a compatible posture. Like she's listening to understand, and to ask herself, how am I compatible with this? How can I add to? How can I enhance? Not interjecting all the time. So that's for me. That's for me personally. Some of you brothers maybe look at it differently, but for me, when a woman keeps doing that, I might even be enjoying the conversation, but in the back of my mind, I'm keeping that there like this. She like to talk a lot. I'm just being honest. I'm not. I may not tell her that unless we chopping it up, and I might say, "Dang, you keep." I might joke around with it, but in my mind is there. Um, because I know what I'm looking for in a woman. I know that um that's not a good characteristic to have. Also, compatible. Let's look at the definition again. So let's take a look. So it says capable of existing, living, or working together. So even when it comes to things like work, let's say you got a business, say you're an entrepreneur, say you have a job, say you got some things in the process, you're starting up. Can you envision this woman working with you to help you out in this situation? Is she compatible with your work? Whatever your work may be, is she compatible with that work, or does she kind of look at your work like, I want to do my own thing, like not really. She's not really interested in what you have going on, right? All of these are things that you want to think about, and also living together. So, for me, I say, can you see yourself marrying this person? Could you see yourself living with this person without conflict? And see, here's the good thing about compatibility too. Even if some conflict does arise, right? Notice it says to live and do life together and exist without conflict. So it's not necessarily saying that you won't have problems. Life is just not like that. Right? That's I don't think that's realistic. Everybody has problems. But when problems do come, if she is a person that's more so looking to extend the problem, to keep bringing up the problem, to try to compete and see who has the most flaws, or is she actively looking for solutions? That's somebody who's trying to avoid conflict. That's a compatible person. Somebody who ain't tit for tat and they not, nah, I ain't look. I don't listen. I was wrong. I'm not worried about where you wrong at. I'm trying to see what's the solution in this particular situation. That's a compatible individual. So compatibility is extremely important. So that's let's start there. It's nice to have things in common because that gives you something to talk about. You can bond over things like that, right? You can share life experiences. Maybe both of y'all like traveling. Oh, I've been here. Oh, I've been here. Right? That's good conversational pieces. Um, Maybe y'all both like drawing. That's good conversational pieces. Maybe y'all both like anime. That's good conversational pieces, right? But if she like anime and you think anime stupid, don't shut her down because she might be compatible. I'm just saying. You like, nah, I can't rock with nobody who do the anime stuff. I ain't off into that. That's cool, but you might be throwing something away. Is she compatible? You know what I'm saying? Oh man, she like, hiking and stuff. I ain't really off into that. I need somebody who more my speed. I'm more of a swimmer. She says she don't really like swimming like that, so I gotta have somebody that's see you look, that might be the best woman for you. So these are just compatibility. I truly believe every man gotta have a woman. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's important. Every man must have a woman who's compatible with him. Don't look at another man and see how he got what he got. He got what he got because that's what he needs, right? Understand who you are as a man and see what works for you. Now, if you happen to get the icing in the cake, you happen to get the dime piece, and she compatible, hey, I'm with you. I'm, I'm cheering you on, right? But if she happen to be a 7 or a 6 and she compatible, you see what I'm saying? So we as men, we don't want to be blinded by looks. Looks are good. God made women beautiful for a reason. So it's not an evil thing, but looks within himself doesn't mean anything. I'm sure you guys can just walk outside of y'all have seen plenty of beautiful women, especially if you travel to other places. There's plenty of beautiful women in the world, right? So you're not going to be short on that. Start looking past that. So we'll start with compatibility, and maybe I'll look into maybe some more examples on this or get a little more deeper in it. But I just kind of wanted to start off, man, and with a fresh video, and I think that's important. So let's change our mindsets, fellas, man, and let's start seeking for compatibility in women. I hope this helps somebody. Hey, if you have any questions, ask me. Maybe something I said you want me to expound on more. Feel free to ask. Any advice? Hey, shoot a message, whatever. And of course, I'm gonna try to really be diligent and putting videos out daily. So go ahead and subscribe, man. Subscribe. Like this video if you like it. Send it to somebody if you want to send it, and just be on the lookout. So hope this helps somebody, man. I hope y'all have a good weekend, and until the next time.